Hi, I'm Jennessa Couture, and welcome to Get Coach, a Destroy the Hairdresser podcast. I have a question, and that is, why is it, as salon owners, do we hold salon ownership being hard as like a badge of honor that we will not let go? I don't know about you, but I've worked for so many salon owners who have told me things like, oh my God, don't ever open up a salon. It's too hard. You never make any money. It's like generationally, we're just embracing this idea that salon ownership is absolutely hard. And yet we do very little about it to make it less hard. It's this never ending cycle that I find absolutely fascinating. And I understand, like I get it. So years ago, when I opened up my salon, we'll say 9 years ago, I opened up my salon, my first one, and I grew fast, and I wasn't expecting to grow fast. To be totally honest. And so I accidentally had the salon and I had no idea what to do. And so here I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to do the marketing. I'm trying to solve all the problems. I'm trying to handle all the customer relations. I'm trying to, deal with the complaints. I'm trying to train front desk staff. I'm trying to train apprentices. And at the same time, I'm working behind the chair, sometimes 3 clients in. And I would go through these stages of total burnout. Like I would literally lose my brain, complete mental breakdown, like just a solid, good old fashioned mentee bee on a regular, maybe 3-month rotation where I would be really, really busy. And then I would decide I can't be busy like this anymore. I can't be behind the chair. I have to run the company. And so I would cut down my time behind the chair. And then I would have too much time and I would lose my mind because all of a sudden I don't feel busy enough because I'm used to being in demand. I'm used to people just, back to back to back appointments. But when I'm running the company, I have what seems like so much more time. And so my life went from chaos to calm, and I had no idea what to do with the calm. And so I sabotaged myself and went right back to the chaos because I don't know. It felt like, to be honest, it felt like rejection. It was like, no one's booking with me. I don't feel busy enough. And so if I don't have people in my column, what do I even do? We're hairdressers. And if I don't do hair, then what's my time even worth? And I had this idea that my staff had to see me working in order for them to think that I even work. It was this ongoing cycle, no doubt, until COVID and the pandemic hit. And in Canada, my salon was shut down for 11 months and I had no option but to stop and slow down because no, it's not even slow down. Like it was a dead stop. I had no idea what to do. So I knew going back that the pace that I kept was unsustainable because trying to lead my company out of that pandemic, there was no way I was going to be able to do it effectively and for a long term if I was triple, quadruple booked behind the chair, running 3 assistants, doing all the things with my hands in every single pot all the time. And I know this story sounds like so many other stories. I know because I've heard it. I've heard it from my students. I've heard it from salon owners I talk to on a regular basis. I've heard it from salon owners that I grew up with. It's this idea that we enjoy the chaos. And that's the truth. I think we like it so much. We enjoy the chaos of having to be needed all the time, that when we step outside of that and become people who own our own company and run our own company, that all of a sudden we have all this extra time and it just feels like we're useless. And it is incredibly hard to go from feeling so useful to feeling useless in one shot. It's near impossible. Like it's the hardest thing I think that any of my students deal with. It was the hardest thing that I dealt with when it came to coaching was for myself as a student was this idea that you are working even when you're not working. I mean, the truth is when you own a company, your mental work is a full-time job and your physical work is a full-time job. You have to decide where to best spend your time. If we start looking at our salons like actual companies and we start thinking about where we can put our time, both mentally and physically, in the most effective way to grow the company, right? Then we can start stepping away and enjoying what we're actually building. It's the one part that just, I think we need more of. I know we need more of. What are we doing for the next generation if it's constantly like, look how much hell this is. Look how much hell we're in. Never open up a hair salon. We're never going to help the next generation of entrepreneurs ever, because that's what you are. You're not just a hairdresser. You've decided to open up a company. You're an entrepreneur. And so having the process where you're stepping back from the chair a little bit and deciding what you actually should be taking on. The truth is, as a salon owner, should you be competing with your stylist for clients? No, probably not. Because what's the point? If you're growing your chair and they're growing their chair, how is that helping your business in the long run? It's better for you to spend your time growing hairdressers, recruiting more stylists, growing your company, focusing on networking, getting involved in the community, building your marketing. If you spend all of your time just behind the chair, then you have no idea what happens in the future. You're not preparing or planning for the future. You're living in the moment. And it is exactly why chaos happens. It's exactly why you feel chaotic, because all you're doing all day long is like a checklist. Oh, this service was done. That service was done. Put out that fire, handled that customer complaint. And you feel like a mouse on a wheel. Just every day is the same, but you're not moving forward anymore. And of course you would feel like that. Like, of course you feel this need, right, to drive your own company and do it in a way that we feel comfortable with, which is doing hair. We feel most comfortable behind the chair doing hair. But there comes a point where you have to realize that slowing down is the most effective thing you could ever do for your company. By slowing down, you start to think to yourself, this customer is complaining. Maybe they need an adjustment. Who should be handling that? Is it my responsibility to talk to that client, or should I give it to my stylist? If you're in this cycle of chaos, you feel responsible for everything. And so you're just taking everything on. You're piling it on. You just become a salon martyr. Like, you're just walking around owning all the problems. Oh, woe is me. It can't get fixed. Life is hard, but you're just choosing your hard. Right? It's hard to slow down. It's hard to stay busy. Which hard are you going to choose? If you give yourself the time, you have the ability to pause and decide where you need to put your energy, not where you just throw it without even thinking, right? If we have the break, if we think, what can I delegate? If you hate social media, if you hate all that, find someone else to do it. You have the ability to start to pull things off your plate. But the more you compound your entire time, the busier and the worse it gets. This idea that we are wearing hardship as a badge of honor, it's not hot anymore. Like, it's not the vibe. Like, we have to stop right away. It's not doing anything for you. You're just choosing to live in hard, when the choice is that you could actually choose to live in easy. It is completely okay to own a company and work 4 hours a day. It's completely okay to own a company and work from home. I know I do that all the time. If I need to get stuff done, it's hard for me to do it in a salon because I am pulled in so many different directions, and I want to talk to my team. I want to engage with them. So if I need to be productive, I can't do it in the salon. I have to do it from home. That doesn't mean I'm not working. You can lead from a distance, especially now with technology. It's so easy to do. You can still have a presence in your salon without you being in your salon. When you give yourself the mental break that you need and you deserve, so much more is possible for you. That is what happens through coaching. It's what happened with me through coaching. It was one of the biggest shifts I had. I remember my coach actually full on told me one day, you need to get out of your salon right now. You're shrinking. Everything else is doing great. You're panicking. You're freaking out, but the salon's doing wonderful. And so the more you panic with that salon doing great, the worse it's going to get. The ship's going to sink with you. And so you need to get the hell out of there. And I was taken aback. Like, I was like a little shocked because it's mine. It's my baby. I shouldn't have to leave it. I should have to be there, and they're going to want me there. They're going to want to see me there. But the truth is now When I'm in the salon more than a couple of days a week, my stylists are like, what are you doing here? What's going on? I hire grown-ups. They came to me grown. I expect them to be grown. I don't have to stand over them and supervise them. And you need to be able to trust that too. And if you're hiring people who you need to train, you have to give yourself the time to be able to do it so that you can step back. That is the most important part. You have to realize that owning hard as a badge of honor is doing you no service whatsoever. I say to my students all the time, your present self is writing checks that your future self can never cash. Because you might have all these goals that you want for your company, but they are going to be the hardest to achieve. Because once you start piling on the business, once you start living in busy and enjoying the busy and staying in chaos, at that point, all you're looking for is a life raft. You're looking for somebody to just pull you out and save you. But you're the only one that can save yourself, babe. That's the truth. So learning how to slow down, learning how to enjoy it, learning how to be okay. If there's chaos in the salon, whatever you're going to do in one day isn't going to fix it anyways. So step back, figure it out, implement things slowly, give it time to see if it works. Don't kill yourself behind the chair. If you are walking into your salon thinking to yourself, this is hard, I never want to do this, I should never have done this. Or if at any point in time you look at somebody else and say, never open up a salon, it's too hard. Babe, it's time to rethink what your approach is. And if you need someone to help you, that's why you need a coach.
Hey hairdressers, are you looking for health insurance? It's time to get healthy with Hairdresser Healthcare, the only coverage designed specifically for the beauty industry. Whether you're an independent stylist, a salon owner with a team, a makeup artist, or a massage therapist, we've got you covered with comprehensive and affordable benefits. With options for self-enrollment and year-round open enrollment, taking control of your health has never been easier. And the best part is, it's available in every state. Visit hairdresserhealthcare.com and take control of your health today because you, your team, and your family deserve it.